Flosstube. My name is Dawn Marie and this is DM's Crafty Vortex. This is my channel all about cross stitch and all my other crafty adventures I get into throughout the week. Sometimes I sew, sometimes I knit, sometimes I diamond paint. It just depends on what I'm in the mood for, but always cross stitch. And I always show the cross stitch at the beginning, so if you're only here for the cross stitch, once that's done, you can go on to your next floss tube. I would just like to say a great big thank you to all of my returning subscribers. We reached 500. I'm super excited about that. If you watch my previous floss tube, you'll see we do have a 500 subscriber giveaway. So go on over to that one and enter to win. I will draw the winners on my next floss tube. That'll be 2 weeks from now. I also, on the prior floss tube, I did another giveaway. The winners have not claimed their prizes yet. So if you did try to win, go on over to that floss tube. The previous week, again, is when I announced the winners. So go on over there, see if you were one of the winners. If you were, shoot me an email with your mailing address. So, quick stuff. You have to be 18 or older to win because you need to be 18 or older to, and we have a visitor. You have to be 18 or, okay. He's gone. You have to be 18 or older in order to be able to give me your address. You do have to live in the continental United States because I do not have a monetized floss tube at the moment, so I am paying for everything out of pocket, and I just can't afford to ship overseas right now. And then you have to watch the floss tube to know if you won. I don't reach out to you. I want my giveaways to go to people who actually watch the floss tube, so I will announce your name on the channel. And then you can just go ahead and email me and we'll get everything off to you. I think that is all the technical stuff. And now we can get on to the floss tube. It's going to be a short one as I just did a floss tube on Friday. And what I'm trying to do is get into my every other week. I want to make it the opposite week of what it normally is because my days off fluctuate depending on the week. So I'm going to do a little episode now, and then in 2 weeks from now, I'll get back onto my every other week cycle. But I'll show you what I've done since Friday. And I apologize for all the crinkling. My cat found a piece of plastic, and he is now having fun making all kinds of noise with it. So first up is my Animal Crossing sal. I have been plugging away at the border. I know last time I showed you I had already completed January, which is right there. But the border is quite a big border, and I've just slowly been plugging away on that. So I think I've probably done this and this since the last time. So this is where I am at on my Animal Crossing. I have Pam from Stitching in the Land of Good Enough. She has just started this, so she will be doing this as well. If you want to follow along, go check out her channel as well. She's got a lot of amazing cross stitches happening. And my friend Sue is also, I believe, starting this as well. So we've got a little stitch along going with the three of us. And this is on a Facebook group. That's where I got this pattern from. I believe he does it on a blog, but I go to the Facebook group to get the pattern. And it is on the Cunning Cross Stitch blog. And here is the border when it's done. So I've just finished up January. And I do have February's border done in the 704. So I'm just going around this whole thing with a 704. And then I'll slowly fill in with all the other colors as well. And I apologize, now you're going to get all kinds of crinkling. It is just being done on an 28 count even weave. I am an Aida fan, but I probably do not recommend this on Aida as there's so far a lot of fractional stitching on it, and it's so much easier when you don't have to try to force a needle through that Aida. The next thing that I worked on was another, it's a stitch along, but I am not doing it as a stitch along. This is the Sew by Row by Lori Holtz, and I got the pattern off the Fat Quarter Shop. They are doing it as doing, I think, a row a week, which I think is just a little too much to keep up on. So here it is, sew by row. And I have it on my whip go board. So if it gets called, that's when I'll work on it. And I have, each time it gets called, I have to do a row. However, these are pretty long rows, so I have been working my way down so that when it gets called, I don't have quite as much to do on the row. And here is where I am at now. This had been called for the month, so I had finished the scissors last week. And then what I did since last week was these two right here. So if I have time to work on this throughout the month before it gets called again, I don't know which month it might get called on again. It is on my board more than once. I'll just keep trying to do this amount, working my way down the pattern. I do need to finish the sewing machine. I must have gotten bored and stopped. And I have to put a little bit of green on my pin cushions as well. So that is my sew by row. An exciting thing on this as well, oh, and I have the needle minder that goes with it. So if you look at the pattern that I just set down and lost that quickly, it's kind of got a little bit, it's got the fabric, it's got a little bit of everything except the sewing machine in that. It's starting in March. This is also a quilt pattern, and it is going to be a block of the month quilt pattern. I did just sign up for that. I wanted to get back into sewing quilts. I haven't sewn one in years, and I thought a block of the month would be a nice way to ease myself in. So I will also be doing this as a quilt as well as a cross stitch. I'm really excited about that. And that's, again, at the Fat Quarter Shop. So if you've been thinking about doing a block of the month, head on over and sign up. This one starts in March. All the others started in January, and I just didn't want to be behind the gun on those. So looking forward to that. The next project I worked on is the one I'm making for my best friend Amy, and this is Little Things Too. Friendship is not a big thing, it is many little things. I have been working on this since my very first floss tube, just kind of steadily plugging away at it, but I'm getting really close to a finish on this. This is on my whip go board. My goal is really to actually have it done before it gets called, and if that happens, what I'll do is I'll put something else in its place. I won't just mark it as a goal done on the whip go board. I'm doing and now we have a tail in the way. I'm doing this as a goal every month to do something, so if I get something done early, I'm going to add something else in its place versus just considering it done now. He wants to knock my scissors off the table. So this is where I am at now, and I'm sorry, nothing is ironed. What I've done since the last time is this top row. This top row was not started, so that is where we are at now with this. I'm really, really close to a finish on this. We just need to finish the top row. I have a dragonfly that I have to do down here, and then they both have to be back stitched, and then I have a little bit of back stitching to do, and then this will be done. And then I will have to fully finish it. I have never fully finished a cross stitch before. If anyone has a really good video recommendation, a YouTube on how to finish this, please let me know below. So I do want to put it in a frame, and I can't remember what they call it, thread it, stitch it, not quite sure what it's called when you're doing the back of it. So again, any good YouTube recommendations below on a tutorial on how to finish this so I can get it off to her, I would appreciate it. And then the last thing I've touched since Friday, and I barely touched it, normally it wouldn't even be worth showing, but because I have so little to show today, I'm gonna show it. And this is the Stronger Together Sal that I got from the Fat Quarter Shop. So I got a little thread bundle to go with it. And here is where I am at now. I believe all I've done since the last time is this was slightly started. I finished it and I did the white. So you can see it's not really going to be overly big. And here it is. So this is celebrating Black History Month. And I've worked on that a little bit. So that is all the cross stitch I have going on. Now again, if you enter to win the floss bags, please head over to my prior video, see if you're the winner, get in touch with me. If not, I will do a giveaway again on my next video. And also for my 500 subscriber giveaway, that's on my prior video as well. You can go over there and enter to win and see if you can get a chance to win a set of bags. Also, I have some haul. If you check out what I released yesterday, I did an unboxing for a new company called, and let's see if I can show you without dumping it. So they're called Stitchly, stitch.ly. This was a kit I got off Amazon. And just for full disclaimer, they did send me the kit for free. However, I am not an affiliate, so if you go to Amazon and you order this, I do not get a commission or anything. I'm just giving it a try for them, letting them know what I think. I have to tell you, my favorite thing about this kit is how the thread came. The thread came bobbinated. It is not in some big wad of fabric, thread that you have to separate and try and figure out what color is what. It is all bobbinated and all labeled already for you. Super excited about that. It came with a how-to guide. I think this is geared towards teaching somebody how to stitch. This is a great beginner kit from the looks of it. I'm going to try it this week, and then on my next floss tube, I'll let you know how I like it. But it's got a how-to guide in it. It has 4 patterns plus a bonus pattern if you email them. It came with 3 really nice, beautiful hoops. So these hoops are really meant to not only just cross stitch, but when you're done, to finish it so that you can just hang it. So a good for somebody who's just starting out and doesn't know how to fully finish a project, you can just do a hoop finish. I've been cross stitching for a while and I still don't know how to fully finish a project, so I'm excited about that. It came with everything. It came with snips, 2 needles and 2 needle threaders, because they said they know how much we lose our things, which is true. How often do you look around and can't find that needle? And needle threaders are great for somebody like me who can't find the hole. A couple of extra bobbins. Now these are the plastic bobbins. A little 14 count aider, just so you can kind of test if you've never cross stitched before to get the feel of it. A stamped cross stitch, so you can, again, you can kind of get the feel of it without having to look at your pattern. These blue lines, it does say are water soluble, so when you're done, go ahead and wash this and those blue lines will disappear, and it's got the chart on the side for you. Now the rest of the patterns are counted cross stitch, so there is 5 pieces of 14 count aider. So there's 4 patterns in the book, like I said, a bonus pattern. So there are 5 pieces of fabric here. So if you email away for the bonus pattern, you already have the aider for it. So they already sent you that for the bonus pattern. I'm super excited to give that a try. This would be great for somebody who wants to cross stitch. Everything is included, so you're not at the store trying to figure out what to buy. I was just at Joann's the other day and I almost stepped in. It looked like a probably 10, 11-year-old with her grandparents, and they were trying to figure out what to buy to get started, and you could just hear their little conversation. You know, the girl was saying, I want something easy. They were nowhere near the aider, so they kept looking at the bookmarks and the aprons, and something like this would have been perfect for her because everything is included. That is my only haul. And again, I'm going to give that a try, and on my next floss tube, I will let you know how it goes. I am reaching out to them about the floss, though. I'm not sure. It does not say it's DMC floss. However, it looks like it might be the DMC colors, because you can see the red is 666. There's a black in there that's labeled as 310. And I want to figure out the floss, what's up with that. If it's going to go by DMC, colors or if it is actual DMC, and I will let you know. That is it for my cross stitch this week. However, I do have some knitting. So if you're only here for the cross stitching, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're here for all the crafts, then let's go on to some knitting. I have been working on a Land of Sweet cowl, and I've been using Ginger Snap That yarn. That is the yarn I opened during my Vlogmas. So this is an advent. And again, this is Land of Sweet. I don't have the front picture, and this is by Curious Handmade. Helen Stewart is where the pattern came from. I've really been enjoying this pattern. It has just enough simple to make it go by quick, and then you've got sections of lace to keep it interesting. The pattern, which I'm not going to show you, also lets you know percentage-wise where you're at. So I am 70% complete. This is where I was last time I showed you. So this is what I've done this week. It was some just plain knitting and some knitting in purl. So I was at an easy section. I was able to make some pretty good progress over the last couple of days. And I was having a debate. I have been, again, using my advents, and this is geared towards advents. I'm just moving the marker up now so we will know where we are for next time. There is just one color that I was debating not using and kind of using another color twice. And I was talking to my husband about it, and he said, just go ahead and use it. You did it as an advent. You're trying not to color control. Use that color. There's enough colors that it should just kind of blend on through. So I am using the color. It is a little bit brighter than the rest of the colors, but it's going to be a lace row. We will see what happens, but I'm using it because I'm going to stick with not color controlling. And then we'll see how it looks when it's done. But I've had a lot of fun with this. I think next year I'm definitely going to get advents again, and I think this will be my go-to for my advent. When I am done with this, I am going to take this advent and I'm going to do a giveaway. This pattern did not use much yarn at all, so there is still quite a bit left on every single one of these balls of yarn. So whoever wins will have quite a bit of yarn to do a scrappy project themselves. So that is my Land of Sweet cowl. And then I cast it on a new project. This is the Musselburgh hat. Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady has been doing this, and I had to start it. She says it's the best fitting hat she's ever made. It's pretty basic, but you can use any yarn, any weight with this chart. So it has you knit, then you determine what your gauge is to figure out where you go next, and then once you figure out your gauge and you finish your increases, it is just straight knitting. So I've got my increases done, and it's just straight knitting all the way down to the end. Then you do your decreases. Then you tuck the hat in on itself, so it's double thickness, which makes it super warm, so you can get away with a fingering weight hat. And I have so much fingering weight yarn from clubs I've been in. I'm really excited to be able to use some of it up. So this is the Musselburgh hat by Ysolda. I'm going to just show you that because I'm sure I am. Let me fold it so you don't see the pattern. But here it is. I just got it right on Ravelry. And this is a Yarnables yarn from being in the club, and it's past the sweet potatoes. Plush sock, 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon. So this is what I'm using. I just re-signed up for Yarnables again. I had not been part of it for a while. I just hadn't been knitting much, and I was accumulating yarn and not using it. But now that I'm knitting all the things again, it was my favorite club to be part of, so I decided I'd go ahead and join that one again. I also just ordered the Black Needle Society's box. Autumn Lane, I think, is the one that just came out, and it has to do with the Gilmore Girls. I have never watched a single episode of the Gilmore Girls. I don't even know who's in it. So once I'm done with this and I'm done editing this, I'm going to go turn on Netflix because I'm not working today, and I am going to binge watch a few episodes of the Gilmore Girls. Figure if I get a box that's related to them, I should probably know what's in it, and I'll enjoy the box even more when it comes out. So that's what's on the agenda for me today. And this is going to be it until 2 weeks from now. And then I will be back on my every other week cycle. We will hopefully have the winners from the previous draw, and I will be able to pull the winners for the 500 subscriber giveaway and give that packet off as well. I'm really excited about getting those bags out of my house and into your hands. But until then, happy crafting.